Hello and good morning, guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we'll be doing a bit of a different video. It's going to be a tutorial video how to make your own custom flags for City Skylines. Something which I've had a lot of fun with the last couple of months, and I think you will too. It's a very fun way to add a personal detail to your own city. If you have like some flag from the real world, or if you have your own sort of designs that you want to try in the game. So we are going to be following a guide by Toyota Landcruiser on the Steam user, which is super good. It has everything you need. You can instead of watching this video, you can just go through this guide directly, but I will sort of show it in video form because I think it deserves alternatives. You need mod tools, the mod tools to use this way of making flags. It's because we're running a special script in the asset editor that makes the flag actually dynamic and makes it wave. So we will need mod tools, either stable or beta. I don't think it really matters which one you have, but you will also need to download a few files from the link here. Like, don't worry, I'll make sure to have everything of this in the description so you can easily find everything in one place. But this links to a Google Drive folder with some scripts and some import files. So we will make sure to download them as well. This guide is very useful, very good, and if you're new with asset creation and stuff like that, because you don't really need anything other than to edit the images. It says you need GIMP. I use GIMP. It's a free software for editing images. It's very useful for that, but you could theoretically just as well use Paint if you wanted to. It's just editing images, putting in your flags. So I won't be showing this guide anymore, but it's very good. It's very good. I'll go through doing the things, but basically let's get started. So I have let's say we have enabled mod tools. We've gotten mod tools already. I've gotten the files from the Google Drive, and they are here in our folders. We have import files and we have the scripts. Don't mind the Iranian flag in the background. I don't know why it's the default, but it's kind of funny. If you can see here the import files, we have two different kinds. We have quite a lot of files, but it's actually duplicates. So this is for one size of flag, and this is for the other size of flag. I think the actual texture files, like these guys, are completely the same as these. It's just that the size of the actual asset is different. So we're not gonna make two flags, we're gonna make one flag. So we might as well just delete these guys here. This is the smaller kind of flag, the K flag. And I will go ahead and open this diffuse texture, which is the main texture, you could say. It's the texture that has the _D in the end of the name, and we will edit it. Okay, so we're gonna use the flag of the Republic of Venice because it's an interesting looking flag, and I've wanted to do it. And it has these unrectangular parts on the end, or like I guess they're rectangular, but it has these interesting parts on the end of the flag, which doesn't. I'll show you how to make that using another texture, like an alpha texture. So I think it's a little bit complementing the guide in that way. I'm gonna copy the picture and I'm gonna put it on top of our Iranian flag like that. And let's see here. Picture seems good. Let's drag it up there and I'm gonna import it, and scaling. This was a little bit tricky, but I feel like actually let's put it a little bit in so we can give ourselves some room for having a hoist here, like like a hoist, like soon part for a hoist, and I'm gonna cut out so it actually removes the transparent parts in that layer. In some ways this is more of a GIMP tutorial than a asset making tutorial, but that is part of it, I suppose. Can we not scale here? Okay. Yes. I prefer to do the scaling like this here now, because it's a bit of a different shape from what I'm used to. Let's scale it to there. Actually, let's do all the scaling in one go. The decisions. And I'm gonna disable there, and we're gonna scale it up here. Because we don't want to keep the aspect ratio perfectly when we're doing these flags. We do want to squish them a little bit in the height direction, because that will sort of fix itself with this particular template and this way of making them. So it's a little bit weird, but it works, so I'm not gonna question it. I'm gonna hide this for a moment, and we're gonna delete the Iranian flag. For reasons of it just... I don't want it to appear. I don't want to have it here. And I'm gonna replace that with a... How should I do this, actually? I'm gonna make a new layer. Altogether, and I'm gonna fill this in with black, these places here, and we... Oh, okay, that was a bit too... Use the threshold a little bit. Use the threshold much more. It'd be very nice if we could. So it needs to be extremely low. Makes sense. Yeah, so that actually doesn't work very well, but it's fine. So what we will do now is that we will hide this guy like that, and I'm gonna make a white color fill. A bit imperfect in places, these, because we're trying to create the transparent part now, and the transparent part is a different texture. It's this texture, yeah. Actually, you know what we should do? Make sure that there's no sort of weird overlap here. I'm gonna just mark a square, and we're gonna fill it in like this. That's gonna be much more predictable, I would say. Even though it means we have to repeat it, I might cut this out. Like everything that's just slightly transparent. Hopefully this will become more clear why we're doing in a little bit. So that was not very successful. Okay, so this needs to be redone. I can't believe I messed this up. My goodness. Okay, so that's discrete enough for me. And now we can hide this, and we can select all the picture again and make everything else white, including this piece down here. So this is going to be our alpha texture. Everything that's white is visible. Everything that's black is invisible, and that's how we create. That's how we will create the illusion of this being transparent, or transparent like see-through or whatever you want. So this is our alpha texture. We can rename it alpha, and this is going to be our diffuse. So we can rename it diffuse, and this layer doesn't really have a name, but we need it nonetheless because I just realized I messed something up when I pasted over that thing. This is part of another texture. Okay, we should need to copy this over to the other one. Oh my god. And is it? No, it's part of that one. Oh, why am I so awkward with this? Why am I doing this? Okay, so this, let's call this our pole and hoist. Should have renamed this from the start, but this is alpha still, and this is diffuse. And are you kidding me? Is this? Okay, so this one is empty, and this is the pole and hoist. Okay, and this is going to be in the top, and I am going to do a I don't want or mind that. I don't really want that white line down there, so just delete it. We wouldn't mind a small piece of white here in the actual pole and hoist, or in the diffuse. These are going to be merged anyway, so I'm gonna put it in there. I thought, but yeah, I did. No, this is the alpha texture. So why? Because it's needs to be aligned. This layer is not as the picture. Okay. Something like that. Actually, let's make it a little bit gray from the start, like a little bit more worn. Yeah, that's good. And here we might as well fill in with some color. I'm not really sure what, but can have it be black. And the diffuse part here, or actually will merge. Yeah, it's just gonna be this guy here. We're gonna change the color of this to, or the brightness, like -100 or something like that. And I just realized we also want to do the same for the hoist here, because in the game, like, everything imports very bright, so we kind of need to guess a little bit and make things darker. Okay, that's... Oh yeah. That's not what we wanted. Let's do this again. Okay. This guy... And colors, because we're only doing that part. Let's make it just a little bit brighter than the actual pole. Make it 50. Maybe that's a good compromise. Yeah. So we are now ready to export this as a PNG file. 2 PNG files, really. Actually, 4 PNG files. I'll show you. So we can call it kflag d. Keeps the name, makes things easier. And like so. And I'm going to do this also. just fill out the rest of this alpha texture, or else we'll have an invisible pole. And we're going to import this as kflag A, kflag underscore A. Next step is to scale these down. Actually, we're going to scale the whole picture. Scale picture to 256 and 128. If we keep the proportions, that's the aspect ratio, that's going to be good. And we're going to export this as kflag LOD underscore A. And since we scale the picture, we also get this guy here. So we just enable all the layers to be visible again. And that's something we might actually have to fix. For not done a very good job here, honestly, in many things. But let's do like, oh shit, have a smaller threshold. Okay, that's gonna look good enough. That might be very weird though. How the background did this, because when I scaled them, like some of it became transparent. So and it shouldn't. I'm trying to think here. What is the best solution? The best solution is to make the alpha. To actually make the alpha texture more discrete. Like it needs to be either black or white. It can't be in between. It shouldn't be in between. Let's do this. Oops. If we make... Was that my computer? I think that might have been my computer making a sound. I have no idea what it was for a sound. We're not running out of storage space for this recording, but I guess then I'll have to redo it and make it better video. So these bars are not the same thickness, but I think it's gonna work out anyway. So this is going to be our alpha again. We're gonna export it as kflag LOD alpha, and we're gonna export these guys together, actually everything together, as the kflag LOD D. So we don't really care about the background here. We can't import picture into the game with a transparent sort of we can't import a transparent PNG, so we need it to actually have a alpha texture to get that. So this black here will be not visible in the game. And I'm gonna actually I'm not gonna undo. We're gonna jump out of here because now we will see here. Yes, we have the files. Look at that, beautiful. So now that we have the files here, everything should be fine. We have a model file, we have a LOD model file, we have the LOD textures, the alpha, and the diffuse, and we have the normal textures, the LOD and diffuse. The normal texture is actually another texture. I shouldn't say normal texture. That's the sort of texture that gives it I don't want to say texture. It gives it some roughness, surface roughness, and the specular, like how it reacts to light and stuff like that. So we're gonna take all of these guys and we're gonna copy them and we're gonna place them into our import folder. I'll send the directory for all this stuff, but it's basically in the app data location of files for City Skylines. So here is where we place it, and now we're actually ready to open the game for the first time. So you can see here we have mod tools enabled. We get this debug console. If you just got mod tools, you need to go into the content manager and enable it, but you can see we have it enabled here. So now we go to the asset editor and we make a new one. Doesn't matter what theme we select. And we are in. So this is going to be a prop. So we're going to select the prop type here. And we're going to go to... We could do any prop essentially. It doesn't really matter that much, I think. But Toyota Landcruiser in their guide suggests using the radio mast prop from the category Parks, Plazas and Wildlife. So I'm going to do the same. What you need to keep in mind is that if you select a prop that is part of a DLC as a template, then you might require that DLC to load the asset, which is maybe not something you want. So I'm going to use the radio mast here. And here we can see our asset importer window. And actually you can gain access to the import folder by just clicking on this little thing here. It will bring up the imports folder. So if you don't know how to find it, you can always find it through here and then just copy the stuff in here. I'm gonna select K-flag, and as you can see, it imported pretty well. That's better than expected almost. And yeah, we've selected that. Everything seems fine. We're just gonna continue. And I'm gonna close down mod tools for a second so we can look at it. This looks decent. It's a very flat flag, and of course we want a dynamic waving flag, but for that I might just take a single screenshot like so. And or should I take two? No, a single one. Because now we need to go and actually go back here to the files we downloaded from the Google Drive and go into the scripts part here, and we're going to open the script small because the K flag is the small style. There is also the big script for the big animation, but we're going to use the small one. If you do use the incorrect one, it might look a little bit funny, but it's also not going to be like the end of the world. It works decent, I'd say, because I've accidentally mixed them up in the past. So what I did was I opened up this as in the text editor, and I copied every single thing in it, and I just tabbed it down. Now we open mod tools again with the F7 key, and in this small little window down here, or like entry thing, we just put in our script and press enter, and we close it down again, and now we have an animated flag. And it looks pretty great, honestly. I'm very happy how it turned out. Now, we're not going to be able to get a lot. It doesn't look that much better in the ad editor, in my experience. You need to sort of get it into the game to be able to see it in its in full glory. Maybe if you want to take pictures for a thumbnail and stuff like that. I'm gonna try my best here still. Would be nice to not having to load up the game just for that. We're gonna take these snapshots here. Not entirely necessary, but it makes things easier. And we are going to save this flag. The name of the flag is Flag of the Republic of Venice. I'm gonna call it Republic of Venice flag. And I'm gonna give it the same name here in the actual file name and the in-game name. So I'm gonna select different icons here so it looks a little bit better. This is the thumbnail icon you see in when you select it in the menus in game, tooltip images, and this here is the image in the asset in the content manager. I think this is the one you would see the most. So if there's one picture you worry about, it should be the thumbnail icon here. It's a different thumbnail icon for the workshop though. So and that's kind of another painful task to fix that up. But hopefully I can show you how to do that as well. So it is saved. Now let's load up the game and see how it works in game and like look at it a little bit. So hello, I'm back. Now I've loaded up into the game and on an empty map, Azure Gulf map, and I will try to find the flag basically. Need to make sure that it's enabled in the what do you call it? In the asset editor, in the content manager again, but here we have it. Venice Republic flag in all its glory, and you can see the simulation running. It waves in the wind beautifully. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. And use this for the thumbnail. And then maybe we can have a bit of a super quick time lapse of me designing that said thumbnail. So, but now we know everything works. Now we can go back to basically uploading it. Okay, so now we actually have a flag, or a thumbnail for a flag as well. Or am I getting cold feet? Should this be bigger text? It could be made bigger. If it could be made bigger, maybe it should be made. Maybe 55. Yeah, that seems good. Save it. And I'm gonna export again. Okay, so now we have a thumbnail for our workshop item. I'm gonna start the game again. And now in the game, instead of doing the editor or save, we're gonna go directly to the content manager. We're gonna go to assets, and we are going to go and find our search for flag. We have a Republic of Venice flag here. And this is the annoying part about uploading to the Steam Workshop. You can only change the thumbnail from this, or the actual main picture from this menu. So we're gonna make sure that we press on this folder icon here, which opens the staging area for this particular file or this upload. And we are going to go and take the thumbnail we created, square thumbnail. You don't have to have it square, it works better in most cases, I think. And we're going to copy the name preview image, and we're going to call this preview image. Because now this is going to change in a bit, or we can just publish it and it will change. Republic of Venice flag, I'm happy with that name. Workshop description, I'm going to edit that later when it's actually uploaded. So I'm going to press on publish now. Maybe we can see, it would be nice to see the flag actually update, so we can Yeah, it's gonna be uploaded with the correct one. So I'm gonna press on publish, and it's uploading the content. It's not failing because the thumbnail is too big. The thumbnail was like 800 or like 500 times 500. You see, it works. It works. It's now available on the Steam Workshop. You can make it if you want to edit the description and stuff like that for a bit and like keep it private. You can always change the visibility here, but I'm just gonna leave it up. I don't need to do anything like that today. I thought this video was gonna take 10 minutes. It's probably like more like half an hour at this point when I cut it all together. I'm not sure. If you stayed for this long, thanks for watching, and yeah, thanks a lot also for we've reached 1,000 subscribers on the channel, so big thanks for everyone who is a part of that, I suppose. I'm not sure how we celebrate it yet. I'm still trying to learn how to celebrate things, but maybe we celebrate with a YouTube stream, and maybe that's how we celebrate it. I don't know. Let me know what you think. If you liked the video, like and subscribe and all that stuff. Did I already say that? I think I might have said it twice. Twice in the end. You're supposed to say it in the beginning, apparently. Okay. Okay, Teddy. We're learning this. Okay, it's fine. I hope you learned something as well and found this tutorial like sort of helpful or interesting or just relaxing in a weird way. And I will see you next time. Bye.